Hi there. It's Wednesday and it's mystery afternoon. It's Diane Evans from stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me on my YouTube, I welcome you. I also ask that possibly what you do is you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I say, I'm Diane Evans from stampinwithdiane.com. So it's our mystery challenge. And like I say, I have changed a few things up a little bit from my regular mystery challenges. And I know it's confused a few people, but hello. I I find this one is so much better for me when I am doing a mystery challenge. So today when I gave out the clues, and what I do is I give out the clues around noon, I gave out just two clues and I didn't give too much away this time. And I gave it as a background stamp and an envelope. So I'm sure some of you can figure out what's going to happen with the envelope, but you're not quite sure what I'm going to do with my background stamp. So like I say, I think this is adding more interest for me and it's adding a lot of different things for everybody else. So let me switch down to my tabletop and do say hello. I'm seeing that some people are coming on. So it's background stamps. What's a background stamp? A background stamp is a huge stamp that can be worked as a background. Now I've actually gone ahead and put my background stamp in my Stamparatus because I find with the Stamparatus that's what works best for background stamps. So I have that all set up in there. But the one that I'm using, and I think all background stamps kind of get lost in the catalog. So I am using the Festive Foliage background stamp. And this one's such a pretty one. And it's found in the holiday catalog under the holiday section. And I'm sorry, I forgot to get the page down on that. But I thought we could play with this. But I'm not going to make it into a Christmas card. I'm going to show you the versatility of what you can do with other stamps that go along with this. And then what I'm also using is one of my medium very vanilla envelopes because of the color sequence or the color combination that I've worked with. I'm working with very vanilla today. So let's get that. We're going to start on this. So like I say, I have my Festive Foliage. I already have it set up in my Stamparatus. And I just find that I can stamp easier and a more even style with my Stamparatus. Now, the colors that I'm actually going to use for this particular card today is Soft Succulent. Oh, and I didn't score it. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's going to be scored at 4 1/4. So let's just go in there and score that. So we'll just line that up and make sure that we have the score line, the scoring blade, and not the cutting blade. And then what I'm going to do is I'm folding into the mountain. So we'll have that all set there. And we want to make a really nice crisp one. So I'm just using that in there. And then what I'm going to do is I have some petal pink, and it happens to be 4 by 5 1/4. And I've already gone ahead and done something with it. And the reason I have done that is because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of embossing with this particular card. And I wanted to make sure that I had it done, this part at least done. So this is done with petal pink, and it happens to be, like I say, it is 4 inches by 5 1/4. But I'm going to leave this for the time being, and then I'm going to put it all on together. So then what I have is also a piece of vellum. And this is the heavyweight vellum. And I thought I had a piece of very vanilla as well. Well, we're going to grab that. And we're going to be cutting that down as well. But it's just a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. And the only reason I'm doing that at this point is so that it will go directly onto the with the background stamp. So let me just also cut this one down. You know, as prepared as I am, I'm going to find this piece right afterwards. So I have this piece is actually, I cut it still at 4 by 5 1/4 as well. All right, so then I've got these two pieces together that are going to work together. I really like when I'm going to be using this, you need to actually put a vellum onto some sort of a cardstock. So it's going to work with very vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. I know where I want it to go. And I kind of have a bit of tacky tape down here because I don't want it moving because I can't use my magnets on this particular part. And the reason I can't is because it's a background stamp. And I'm just going to come in with my embossing buddy. And then I'm going to use my Versamark. I am embossing this. So I'm just going to ink this up. And let's get a really good coverage, that's for sure. Okay, so we're just going to use that onto the vellum. Use our Chucky. You know, I've been wanting to do a video to make how to make this Chucky for some people that are not quite understanding the concept, although I've explained it a few times, but I have to find a jar for this. So it's just taken me a while. Now, I just want to make sure that I've got that all covered. So then I'm just going to lift this up and okay, so we're just going to put this away for a second and I'm going to bring in my embossing powder. We want to be careful because there's not too much that I can hold on to here. So we're just going to do it like so. And then just dip it in on the other side as well. All right, so let's put that lid back on. Now I'm also going to grab, oh, this doesn't look like it got it in the middle. So let me just see if I can get that part in the middle done. All right. So then I'm just using my my silicone mat, and then I'm going to also use my heat gun. Now, when you're doing vellum, the best way to do vellum is from the back side. So that's actually what I'm going to do, is I'm going to heat this from the back side, and I'm going to be very careful that I don't set it down onto the silicone mat. Now, if you did this from the top side, you can tend to overcook your vellum. So all I want to do, it's really quite easy. See how it goes a little bit different color onto the back when you do it? Just turn this around. And then I'll finish doing it on the other side to make sure that I've got it all. But see how it just changes? Vellum, it heat sets very quickly. Now I just want to go in and just quickly do where that part didn't quite get. I believe I've got most of it. Well, we want to get all of it. We don't want to just get most of it. All right, so we've got that part done. Now, before I go on, I've got that there. I also want to do my envelope. So I am going to go in and I am going to emboss on my envelope as well, because we're going to decorate our envelope. So let me just go in. Now, I happen to want my envelope to be done on this corner right here. So let's see if that's going to be, yeah, That'll work. So I'm just going to put it down there like that. I'm going to use my embossing buddy as well. And let's just use our Versamark again. Sorry, I've got to bring this up again. So I'm just, like I say, I'm just putting it down at the bottom here. And then we're just going to put it like this. And how many times have you ever seen an embossed? Oh, it's very different. Yes, totally different. Marilyn Perrin-Witten asked, like she said that she was trying to emboss the shimmery vellum. And yes, it's totally different to emboss with. I find it shimmery enough that I don't know if I would emboss with it. So I'm just going to take this like this. And you notice that I did this on the bottom. Oh, shoot. I'm going to make sure that that's good and covered. And the reason I did it on the bottom is I don't want it around any of the glue area. So let me just put that on. I'm having a case of the dropsies today. So, and then we just want to use our heat gun and set that as well. And we probably should have gotten that a little bit more even on there. Didn't take as much time with the envelope as I did with the vellum. Okay, so now we're going to have the front of our envelope decorated. Yes, we could use the back and do it that way, but to me, I wanted to do the front because I want to show off the front. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to bring in some blends. I have the soft succulent, and I thought, ooh, dark calypso coral will work. I thought the petal pink was going to work, but it doesn't. So what we're going to do is we are turning this piece over. And you know what? I'm going to just bring in a piece of white paper so that you can see this. And I am using the dark calypso coral. And this is on the back side. And this is a technique that used to be called, and I don't know if you would really call it stained glass, because I think the stained glass is done more with markers. So you could also do this with a marker. I just happen to be using my blends. So I'm just going in and coloring. I'm not going to be coloring all this image, but I'm going to be, so let's just go there. A few of the dots we're going to cover. And I just wanted this particular flower to be covered. And yeah. So have you tried this technique before? It's see how that looks just on that side? It's very, very subtle. You know, just bring it up closer to the camera. And then I'm going to use the dark soft succulent, and I'm just going to color the leaves. Now, like I say, it's embossed on the other side. I find there's a bit of the beauty of it with the blends is that it kind of gives different looks than from the markers. Like you could actually do some shading with the blends. I'm not going to take the time to do that particular part there. But I'm not even coloring some of the other greens. I'm just covering the ones, like I could have done these sprigs as well, but I decided against that. And like I say, it's got holly on it, but it doesn't necessarily mean Christmas, right? Holly does grow in other times of the year, so let's go here. But it's such a pretty stamp, this one, that it just needs to have something more done with it. Like I say, you could do it just as a straight watermark, which just means that you would use the same color ink as what you're doing on your cardstock, or use the Versamark for a color. So I'm just going to get these in here, and we're almost done. I colored this to begin with. I didn't think there was this many leaves, but I guess I was just enjoying the coloring part of it. And like I say, I could go in and I could spend more time and do some shading with these leaves as well, but I chose not to do that for this particular project. Now, do I have all the leaves colored? Pretty much. So there is. Now see how pretty that is? And it's very subtle. It's not Christmas colors at all. Now, we're also going to go in and we're going to take the lighter colors. And I'm just going to quickly color these as well. And let's see. And then I'll use the lighter soft succulent as well. So we're just going to get that. And then also, like, your post person can see this as well. I got the prettiest card from Peggy the other day, and it's so pretty. I don't know what it is that I don't take the time to do my envelopes. Probably because I'm doing a million things, but I think that's going to be my new Stampin' Up year thing. I want to start doing more with the envelopes. So there's just that one done like so. All right, so now what we're going to do is I want to put this onto this piece of Very Vanilla, but I am wanting to cut it out. I am not wanting to leave it the full size. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to cut it out with my layering or my rectangle stitch dies. So I'm going to take this one and this one, I think. So the third and fourth die. And then I'm going to just cut this out. I'm going to put this onto here. And then I'm going to also use my tape on here. And then we're just going to layer this one on here as well. Thank you. And the reason I'm layering this at the same time is because I want a tiny bit of a Very Vanilla edge around this one here. So I'm just going to take that like that, and we'll see, is that even? Not quite. Maybe what I'll do is I'll layer this on here first with this one, and then just go in and take another piece of tape and layer this part in here. And then I've got my big cut and emboss machine to cut through this because it's too wide to go through my mini. And I've just got it right off to the side here. So let me just quickly do that. There we go. And then I've got this like this and this. Now what I've got is I have got, oh dear, it didn't cut quite through. So I'm just going to quickly go in with my snips. And we're just going to, oh, thank you. And not like I really have to cut it. I'm just sort of coaxing it along. I'm not really cutting it. There we go. So then what I want to do is I want to put this on top of here. So I'm going to come in with my glue. Thought I had my dedicated sponge things. So I've got a glue dot here. I'm just going to, I got my silicone, and I'm just going to squeeze out some glue. And I am just going to dab this on here, because this part's not going to, it's so busy on the front that you're not going to see it. There we go. Get that out of the way. And then we're going to layer this onto here. There we go. And then what I want to do is I want to put this in such a position that this is going to line up on here, right? So let's go ahead, and what I can do, I know that's going to go like that, so I can go ahead and put this onto my base. Oops. Go. I said that's going to go up at the top. Let's go like this. Okay, and then this is going to go right like so. And then this is also going to go on there. So what I want to do is get this in the right position. And I think I'm even going to pop this up. So I'm going to come in with my dimensionals. I hope this is going to work with the dimensionals. And then let's just take your pick tool. Take that off. And like I say, we're going to just layer this on in such a way it's going to line up with those. And then this is going to go on here like so. And you know what? I'm going to put it behind. So I probably should have put that on there first, but we are going to take the chance and do it this way. We're going to do it with a very thin bead, and we're going to let it dry just a tad. So that we don't have it oozing out. So let's just leave that like that. I also have a piece of this cardstock. This is the Petal Pink cardstock. And I could not find my case for my stamp set. This is from Best Year, and it says, "Happy birthday to you." So I'm just going to come in, and we are going to, and oh my goodness, I sure hope I've got this straight. So let's go like so. I'm taking a chance. I think I got it too high here. Well, it's not too bad. And then I'm also going to emboss that. So it's funny, at the beginning of the week, I had an embossing technique thing that I was in. And then that's when I figured what I was going to do for this one, because this is also for a blog that I have going tomorrow. And the theme is background stamps. So make sure that you join us in that blog hop, because it should be quite interesting to see what the other ladies have done with their background stamps. Okay, so let me just get this heat embossed. I know some of the ladies don't like heat embossing, but it really, if you don't have those foil type or you don't have the metallic inks, it's so much better to do that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put this on there. So just like that. Stick that down. And I can just go around there and get that like that. There we go. All right, so there's the top part. Now, I can put this anywhere, so I think I'll put it there. But this gold ribbon, which is in the J2D catalog, which is called, it's a shimmer ribbon, is so pretty, and it goes so nice with these colors. So I've gone ahead and made a bow, and we're just going to put it on there like so. What a simple card, right? Well, I guess it had a bit of stuff on there to do, but I'll just put that across there. And let's use this side to go across there as well. All right. Just going to use my take your pick tool to get those off. There we go. Let's put that right about there, I think. I'm going to bring in a glue dot. And let's put our bow on with our glue dot. Could have made that bow for you. It's just going to go like so. Whoops. Whoops. My glue dot came off. And then I'm going to also use some gems on here. Now, I have two options of what I could use. I'll give you the option there. I could use these genial gems that look really pretty because they're gold. But I could also use, because this is the right petal pink, I could use these elegant faceted gems. So which ones do you think I should use? Like I say, I could use these, could go on there, or the gold. I don't think it really much matters, really. I think I could use either. I think with the gold, this one might be the best. So let's see what that looks like on there. Yeah. I'm going to just use these. Let's put one there. And then let's also put one down here. Now, of course, we would decorate the inside of the card as well. But there we have our card with all faceted. It's funny, you know, I think the faceted would get lost on there. So let's just take a look. Yeah, maybe not. My next card could definitely be faceted. They kind of get lost on there where the gold really is going to show. So there's the card there. It does look, it almost looks like a tapestry to me is what I'm thinking. But like I say, imagine being able, where we're using, and where did I misplace that? Oh, and I want to show you something else that I had kind of worked on before. So I thought, well, I think I'll go with that. But these were the layering dioramas that I actually thought could go on there as well. So that was like another idea that was there. Because I was playing around with these today. And that's these layering dioramas. So like I say, there's another idea in itself. But there's my card for today. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Another thing that, like I say, this is going on my blog tomorrow. And showing off the festive, what did I call that? It was festive, oh my goodness. Gold frame would be nice too. But I wanted to make sure that this was on top of there. So what I did was I ended up with, yeah, definitely have, see, this could go like this. See, I'll just turn this around. But see how that was on, whoops, you're not even seeing that. I'm so sorry. So there, where it could go on there like that. But I say, I'm not sure. In any event, Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate that. So what's happening? Last day of our retreat. Our retreat is October the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. I'm not sure exactly. It's a Friday night and a Saturday. It involves two 6 make and takes, a really cool pillow gift that we'll be sending you. And also watch for tomorrow, because tomorrow the bingo thing opens up. So it'll be lots of fun there. So in any event, thank you for dropping by, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.